Okay, so I want to walk you through this. This is No Child Left Behind, the reauthorization of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. No Child Left Behind was the law in 2002 by President Bush Sr. Jr. And we discussed kind of the historical ramifications of this, or how it came to be. And what we want to do is hold it to the same standard to which we held La Ley de Educación de 1970, and see how the language of creativity lives in this document. We're going to try and speed this up because this is a really long document, and some of the uses of the vocabulary are going to be similar, or rather the words will be found differently, but in significant quantity, but used differently. So let's use the word creativity. That's Spanish. Creativity. And that's it. So the word creativity is not found at all in here. These are the words that are hallmarks of creativity. You would think the word creativity is a hallmark of creativity in a document if you're looking to innovate a field. So let's just move on quickly into individual. All right, now I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. I checked all these, and there are just hundreds of words and use of the word individual in this. What it does, though, is it relates to individual agency and IDEA, which is the special ed law that requires, you see back here, the Individuals with Disability Act, IDEA. So they refer to that quite a bit. And they talk about individual students' achievement, and they reference it next to the word achievement very often. So instead of going through all these words, because I did this and it took quite a lot of video, it really doesn't speak to the individual student. It talks about it, just to pick one, that includes at a minimum 3 individuals selected from the entities described in clauses. They're talking about who approves local applications for things. That's all that is. So, yeah, there's almost no mention of individual self-fulfillment in any way in this document. All right, so let's move on to flexibility. Oh, all right, we found some words. Okay, so as appropriate as a description of how schools will coordinate with existing school, health, and other services, programs, referrals to community resources, and scheduling flexibility. This is just about child care. Here's flexibility, but again, it's fiscal flexibility. Student educational agencies and local education agencies will have the flexibility to implement language instruction. So they're talking about people with language barriers, again, English proficiency. And then they offer flexibility. It's just flexibility and accountability, which boards on actually more on. And even worse, we're going to find flexibility paired with a word that just is awful. State flexibility authority. So this is them offering the authority to be flexible to a very select group of people if they pass through certain thresholds. To be eligible to receive flexibility authority to this chapter, the state educational agency will submit an application. Oh my goodness. So to be flexible in anything, you must submit. Oh, this is flexibility authority. So that obviously is not a hallmark of creativity. Let's just move on from that. Let's try originality. And no, nothing about that. So let's try another word we used in the other one, imagination. See if they put not one thing about imagination. Okay, so let's call that off. We held this to the same standard. The language of creativity. We used the word creativity, individual, flexibility, originality, imagination. None of those things occur in this document, and if they do, it is regards to things other than promoting creativity. Okay, well, thank you.